gonna put in a new Hayward filter. Took out the old one. It's gotta make sure that little arms are down, all of them. And when you put the base on, there's these little tabs. Got it? Just gotta make sure there's 3 of them. You gotta make sure they're sitting inside the base, so it sits flush. Put the drain plug on the bottom of the sand filter. It should be just hand tight. You don't have to use a tool. Unless it leaks, just give it a little tweak after it starts. You get it set where you want it, for the base anyway. You should have something that goes over, so the sand doesn't go through the tube. It doesn't go through the bottom of that. So you're gonna make sure that's center. It should sit. If you get it right, you can let go of it and it should automatically stay center. There you go. So it's set up for us to put the sand in. If you don't have this, just use duct tape and then have somebody hold it with your finger like out here, and then you can put the sand in. So just kind of hold it dead center. We're going to put grease around the O-ring that goes on the top dial. Okay, once you get all that grease on, same thing, you just slide it on here and twist. So backwash, it's going to go to the backwash. Just turn it. Once you get it set where you want it, hold it down. Here's a few things you're going to need. You're going to need primer, glue, some Teflon tape, a few fittings, male adapters, a couple 90s if you need them, 45s if you need them. You have to plan it out before you buy it. Teflon tape all your male adapters, which they're going to go on to the dial. Go around, if you use the pink stuff, just go around about 3 times. You don't want to over tighten it on the dial. So I'll go around 3 times and then get it all set up. Then I'll grab some silicone, 100% silicone clear, and I'll put a bead all the way around. Helps seal it. So you're using a Teflon tape. I just put the silicone just so it's 100% sealed for a long time. So I'm not going to have an issue with it. So put a little bead around it. Tighten it by hand first as much as you can. You don't want to screw that in too much or you're going to crack that dial. I'm going to tweak it on here a bit. You don't want, like I said, you don't want to tighten this too much. So in the pack you got these. Just put them around. They fit right in there like that. Just going to make sure that they're in between so when it sucks it together. So get them on both sides and then put the bolt through. So get them both on each side. You see there's a square once it gets sucked in there. You just tighten both of them equally. And you got these just in case they rust. So if you take it off, it's a little easier. We're going to put this pressure gauge on. Now it's very important you listen. When you put this on,
If you tighten it too far, or if you had to put Teflon tape on, it's so easy to crack. Now, don't over tighten this because you'll end up cracking this right here. Happens all the time. So you just turn it until it's snug. Like here, it's getting too tight for that right now. So I might have to back it off a bit. So I'm good with that. Now, if it leaks there, all I'm going to do is I'm just going to maybe put some silicone there. Take it off, put some silicone on it. And then screw it back on. Again, you don't want to go too tight with that.
Next is just your plumbing. You have to glue everything all together. Now each plumbing situation is different. So you just have to glue your backwash, your return, and from your pump.